What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Hello, cyber world and beyond. It's your girl, Tracy E. Christian, authoress, radio show host, poet, overall writer, whatever you want to call me. How you doing? I'm glad you guys have taken a little time to tune in with me for the Right Stuff podcast. Got some exciting things going on in my writer's world, of course, which I'm always happy to talk to you guys about first. Now, we have a show guest scheduled a little later on, so I'm going to give her a chance to go ahead and, log on with us and join us. But until then, we always like to start each and every show with a word of the week. Now, the word of the week is my personal way of giving you a little inspiration, a little insight into my thought process, so to speak, words of encouragement that can help you get through the many obstacles, challenges, trials and triumphs you may go through within the next 7 days. You know what I'm saying? So today's word of the week is patience. Let me give it to you again. Today's word of the week is patience. Let me holler at y'all for a minute about this word, patience, right? Okay, so I can't necessarily speak to you about having a whole lot of it because I'm a work in progress, okay? Just like many of us, I am a work in progress when it comes to having patience. But what I can speak to is what it does to you when you lack it, okay? When you lack patience, it has the ability to stall everything that you want to do positive. You know what I mean? Because often things that are really, really worth hard work don't necessarily always go the way we want them to. They're not easy. Those are the things that are a little harder to obtain. So they require us to think outside the box. They require us to be flexible, and when we're not, then it winds up hurting us more than anybody else in our space and in our realm. You know what I mean? That's the power that a lack of patience has. It can stop your growth, which is why it is so important to develop some. Now, if you know you fall short, like myself, okay, if you know that you fall short in the level of patience, that's cool because we are all works in progress. And sometimes knowing is half the battle. Knowing and accepting where our shortcomings lie is half the battle in getting to the other side of it, and making sure we make happen the best things in our progress. You know what I mean? So you work on those things, you try to change them. Now, one of the things, you can always have a plan about how you want things to go. That's smart. Okay. That's good business. That's good self-preservation to have a well thought out strategic plan as to how you want to move in your day-to-day operations. But understand this, life happens. Life happens. And when life happens, sometimes we have to tweak that plan. And you have to learn to be flexible. It's good to have a plan, but if you could develop one, then you might want to come up with a B, a two, a three, a C. You know what I'm saying? You want to come up with some alternatives that you could put into place that can help you better, assess the situation and still get your bottom line met, whatever that is, whether it's a major, huge, event or a project or undertaking, or whether it's something as simple as starting your first book. This is the right stuff. I understand the patience that has to go along with accepting your artistry. Saying you want to write a book is one thing. A lot of people say that, but then they never put forth the effort to get it done. That's why authoring is not something that everybody can do. But if it's something that keeps nagging at you and you've even sat down and you started and maybe you got stuck, because that comes along with the process. You have to have patience with yourself and you have to have patience with your artistry and enable your mind the freedom to drift back and forth and through the creative process. It's not easy because sometimes we have to be patient with ourselves and just admitting that we're an artist. I came into my artistry in my 30s. I always loved to write, but because nobody that was close to me understood my passion for it, it just wasn't something that they did, or that they knew anyone who took seriously at that time. So I was the only one. So they didn't know how to support me in that endeavor. So I ran away from it for years. But being frustrated on a job brought me back to writing poetry as a way to calm my spirit and stop me from talking my way off the job. You understand? Because sometimes we have to do something strange for some change. Okay. So with that being said, getting back into my writing and being 30 years old, being a mom, being a wife, being a caretaker of my own parents, it was kind of hard to, accept that there was an artist that lied deep within me too. And I had to be patient with myself, because every time I wanted to write wasn't the right time for me. The creativity wasn't flowing. Other things were going on in my world that took precedence and took, time away from my thought process. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things will hold you up, and you have to have patience with yourself and allow yourself some flexibility to work through it. So again, these are reasons that the word of the week is patience, because you have to be patient with yourself and patient with your artistry and your creativity. You have to respect your artistry. I was one of those people. I'll get a great idea, I'll talk it through with who's ever in the room, especially if they're enthusiastic about it. But then I'll sit back and I wouldn't write it down. Okay. And I would have senior moments. And this was even in my 30s, 20 years ago. So it's even worse now. But because I respect it, I keep a pad and pencil somewhere close. Okay. I'm in my studio right now. There's a stand over here with my notebook. There's a whole container of pencils. Pencils, just because you might need to erase. I don't write in pen until it's permanent. That's just me. But nonetheless, this is what we do, as an avenue of learning to respect your ideas. Again, having patience with your artistry and recognizing that oftentimes that creativity comes to you at inopportune times when you're just not sitting on ready. But you know what? If you have things set in place, you can always be ready and not have to worry about getting ready. So that's why when I'm in the studio, I make sure I have pen, pencil, pad nearby. I utilize notes on my phone. If you're a more tangible person and you need to, put it in a digital form because your phone is glued to your hip, that's fine. Go ahead and utilize notes and write down those ideas as they come to you, because you can always go back to them later and build on them as you see fit. But if you try to trust your memory to keep in contact with your creative process, it is not going to go well. Okay, it's not going to work well for you. And if it works a couple times, don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Public Enemy song, don't trust it. Okay. So you come out better if you just, take the time to always respect your artistry enough to write down your ideas so that you can go back to them later. And that is in the realm of whether you're writing poetry, whether you are writing a book, whether you are preparing a presentation, developing an outline. All those things go into the creative writing process. And I just want to make sure that I'm always providing you guys an avenue to build wherever you are. Even if you're just starting out, if today was the first day that you sat down in front of the computer and said, I'm going to open up this Word document and I'm going to just start writing. It's an exciting time for you. If this is that time for you, it is exciting. It is exciting. Okay. And I, for one, applaud you for finally being brave enough to take that first step, and don't run away from it now, baby. Work it. Have patience with yourself. Get to it. Get to it so you can do it, and then just let it come to you. Because if it wakes you up in the middle of the night, my characters used to wake me up in the middle of the night like we went together. Like they didn't see me go to bed at 10 o'clock and chew 2 melatonin uh, gummies to make sure my sleep was restful. You know what I'm saying? They would wake me up in the middle of the night, and until I get my thoughts down and I'm able to framework that story and keep it going, I can't rest. So I started to respect it. And when I can't sleep, I'll go ahead and put that creative juice to work. And eventually, maybe an hour, 2 hours later, I'll find myself resting, and I'll be just a little further in my quest, for the next story. Now, For those of you who don't know a whole lot about me, because I'm not super popular, this is only season 2 of the Right Stuff podcast. But my name is Tracy E. Christian, and I am a 9-time published author. I have 7 fiction books out, as well as 2 nonfiction books. Those are the books of mental meals, where I give motivation, food for thought, get it, mental meal, food for thought. Okay. Yeah. So those are my, nonfiction efforts. Okay. And the Book of Mental Meals are entitled This One's for Me and You. That falls in line with the title of the Johnny Gill featuring New Edition cut. This one's for me and you, because I'm a music head and I host a full-time 24-hour radio broadcast, the B-Side Broadcasting Network. I decided to merge my writer side with my love of R&B music. So many of my titles, once I came into that merger, are plays on some songs that I like. And I was like, my mental meals are for me and you. So when that song came out, it was perfect. And then when I came out with part 2, it was like, this is for me and you too. Get it? Okay. So, yeah, and I'm a little silly. So hopefully these things resonate with you guys and you can use me as a resource, because I will always share with you information that I know and tips that might help you on your journey to becoming published, whether you decide to go traditionally and to go with a publishing house, or whether or not you are willing to venture into the land of indie authorship, and you become a independently published author, which is an undertaking in and of itself. I did it the latter way. Okay. So, just to let you know how that goes. I don't know what this is going on. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let's see what's going on here. This is not a video that is for this. Hold on, hold on. See if I can get her in. Hello? Oh, ended. All right then. She like, hi. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can give our show host the link so that she could possibly get with us. Let me see if I can get her in here. I don't want to call her back because that's not the way that we need to get in here. I kind of hit her with this thing right here. She said it's not working. The link is not working. Aw, let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can send it to her now. All right, y'all. Have no idea why this situation is not working for her. Hold on. Let me create another one. Current link will become inactive. That's fine. Okay, let's create another one and let's copy it. Okay, so it's copied on a clipboard. And let me see if I can send it to my sis, because sometimes we have these things happen. It's no biggie. She said, I've been on the link for minutes. Okay, let's see if she could try that one and see if it works for her. I hope that one works for her, guys, and she's able to come on, because girlfriend is dynamic, Miss JB Favour. I'm hoping that this works for her. I also want to let you guys know that this program that we're going live from, BeLive.com, is an awesome live stream component that you can add to various social media platforms all at one time. But you might want to, if you do have guests, you might want to instruct them to make sure that they download the app on their phone or on their computer. And oftentimes it's a little easier when you're working with video to work with a laptop as opposed to your phone, just because the screen is condensed. And sometimes it makes it a little more difficult to, to log on. So I just sent it to her again. We're going to give her a minute and hopefully she'll be in here with us. Hopefully. she'll be in here with us because I would love to have her on. We scheduled this back in December, but in the meantime and in between time, that was my book of mental meals. And when I start off my radio show back on the B side, which airs on Saturdays at 11 a.m. on the B side Broadcasting Network, we feature music, and we always start off the show with a mental meal, just a little food for thought. And it's just my anecdotes to either sayings that I've made up, you know, or sayings that I've heard along the way, and just my interpretation of them and how they apply to my life. So that was what this one's from me and you is about. And then my other novels are the Black. Yep, I'm still getting her as a call. Let me see if I can get her in on this way. Hello? Hmm. Let me see. She said it's still not working. Still not working. I don't know why she having so much problem with it. I'm in here and fine with it. Let me see if I can catch her. Keeps redirecting me to download, probably. Okay. Well, let me see if I can call her back. Let's see here. I can call her back. Hmm. That ain't gonna do it. She said I'm not using iPhone to download the app, but it's not working. She said I'm not using an iPhone to download the map. Hmm. Oh, she's the first person I've ever encountered that's having so much trouble with it. And I really am having, let me see, says it's for iPhone. Let me see if I can find her. A B Live. E Live for Android. No, okay. So, um, I hate that we are running into this problem with her. I wish she had to let me know she was having this problem beforehand because I might have been able to solve it before we actually went live. Let me see if I can send her a link to download. Let me see. Be live, be dot live for Android. She says she's not using. So hopefully I can send her this link. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I could send her this. Hold on. Hmm. Be live video streaming for Android. It won't let me give her a link. And I'm trying to give her a link to make it easy for her. Let me see if this works. Hmm. I'm gonna copy this link, sis, and hopefully I can send it to you. Uh-oh. Hopefully I can send it to her and get her together. I hope. Let me see. I'm pulling her up on the phone, but I can't answer her. Um, every time I go to answer her on my phone, by the time I get to it, it's an issue. So hold on. Let me see if I can get at her this way. Okay. Nope, that ain't it. That's not it. Right, that's not it. Google B B dot B live or B live video streaming. Okay, so I sent her a text to try to see if she'll be able to download the app onto her phone. Because usually you can just go ahead and hit that link and it'll let me know that you're trying, to get in, but you also have to give them access to your video and to your camera and to your microphone. So this is the first time that I've run into this little trouble. I'm hoping that we can get it fixed before the hour is up, because I would really like you guys to be able to hear about her journey and the upcoming project she has coming up. So I'm hoping that works for her. But in the meantime and in between time, I was going to try to give you a little more information that I found to be helpful. If you guys are looking to start that writer's journey, right? I would suggest one of the first things that I would tell you to do is to map out your story. Okay. And whether you tend to do that comic strip form, outline form, you definitely need to have a guide to go by as to what you want the story to accomplish, the story you're trying to tell, and how you're looking to get there. With the main character, how many sub characters are you looking to incorporate, and what events are actually going to happen? How are you going to get from beginning, which is point A, all the way to the end of the story, and each chapter, each character is a component that needs to be considered in getting to that end frame. And I know a lot of authors are skilled at writing off the dome. And I even started my writing process with my first book series, The Black College Sabbatical. I started that process with, just writing off the dome, starting at one place and kind of going somewhere. But I wouldn't suggest that moving forward. As I've gotten better, it's asking, oh, create it. It's free. Hold on. Let me see what she said. Let me see what her message is saying. Hold on. See, she said, what now? It's asking me to create an account. It's free. It's free. Okay. So hopefully she found it. Maybe she found it and it's telling her to create an account. I didn't realize it made you do all that because, everybody else, I just send them the link. They get the link, they get on. It's perfect. But yeah, Be Live is a nice program in and of itself, just because you can use it in several different places. So if you're looking to do some podcasting and you want to post on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all those different places, then this is just another platform you can use to try to get there. But make sure that you alert your guests, if you have guests coming on, just to be on the safe side, alert them to download the app first on their phone. It's free, and you can have a general account where you don't have to pay anything and you can use it to go live. But I guess if you already have the software downloaded onto your phone, it's easier for you to join other podcasts that are broadcast off the same network. So I apologize, JB, for making that harder for you, sister. So if you want me to set you up for another time when we can make sure this works out the right way, then I definitely would do that, because I had no idea that you were going to run into these problems. But nonetheless, we're keeping it going, so you're finding out, a lot of this stuff is on the fly, and you got to be flexible. You got to have, what's the word of the week? patience. So she has to have patience with me as we work through this process. And then, I have to have patience with the program, because as I'm learning it, when people encounter different issues, I want to be able to give them the tools they need to fix it so we can still get the bottom line taken care of, which is to give another author some exposure and, some good exposure and some good practice sitting up in the interview process. So if this does not work out, JB, worry not, sis. I will hook you up in March when I done tested this out a little bit better and been able to get a better situation going to make sure that we don't encounter this problem again. But it won't be a problem. Now, see, this would have freaked me out about 5 years ago. I'd have freaked out. I'd have, cut the cut the video, left, been like, oh, it's a wrap. I messed up. I'm never doing it again. But I understand that things happen. And because I am an author, I'm pretty wordy. I can always find something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a problem. We'll definitely take care of it. Don't worry about it, JB. We're going to make sure that we are able to fix this little glitch and get you back on at a later date where you can just go ham on everything you got going on, the release of your debut book, as well as any upcoming projects you have. We want to make sure we give you a spotlight to do that. You can feel free to share any type of link on my page. And I just apologize for us having this little glitch, but I promise you I'm going to work on it, make sure it gets fixed, and I'm going to reschedule you at your convenience. We're all booked up for February, but if we can get you back in maybe March or April as the spring comes, then hopefully we'll have this all taken care of and we can give you the exposure we promised you. So it's not a big deal. I don't want you to get too upset about it. We're still going to have you on, sis. All right. So she sent me a photo, hopefully. Maybe if she sent me a photo, it'll let me know if this the right one, because I don't want her to download anything crazy. No, sis, that's not it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it in Google Play and send it to her. Hold on. These things happen. This is what I'm seeing. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to my Google Play and hook her up and see if I can find it here. Be live. Be live. Stream. Be live app. It's Be Live, not Bingo Live. No, not Bingo Live. Be Live. Like that. Be Live. Hold on, guys. Let me go ahead and have this conversation with her and see if I can troubleshoot. And if we can come back with a live, we surely will. But if not, you guys understand sometimes things happen. I'm Tia Elise, the Motor City Sis, otherwise known as Authoress Tracy Christian. And let me go ahead and stop this and get with her.